ਈਓ ਵਡ ਹੰਸ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ। ਜਿਨ ਜਗ ਸਿਰਜ ਸਮਾਇਆ, ਸੋ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕੁਦਰਤ ਜਾਣੋ ਵਾ। ਸਚੜਾ ਦੂਰ ਨਾ ਭਾਲੀਐ, ਘਟ ਘਟ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਪਛਾਣੋ ਵਾ। ਸੱਚ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਪਛਾਣੋ, ਦੂਰ ਨਾ ਜਾਣੋ। ਜਿਨ ਇਹ ਰਚਨਾ ਰਾਚੀ, ਨਾਮ ਧਿਆਏ ਤਾਂ ਸੁਖ ਪਾਏ। ਬਿਨ ਨਾਵੇ ਪਿੜ ਕਾਚੀ, ਜਿਨ ਥਾਪੀ ਬਿਦ ਜਾਣੈ ਸੋਈ। ਕਿਆ ਕੋ ਕਹਿ ਵਖਾਣੋ, ਜਿਨ ਜਗ ਥਾਪ ਵਤਾਇਆ ਜਾਲੋ। ਸੋ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਪਰਵਾਣੋ। ਬਾਬਾ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ ਉਠ ਚੱਲਣਾ, ਅਦ ਪੰਦੈ ਹੈ ਸੰਸਾਰੋ ਵਾ। ਸਿਰ ਸਿਰ ਸਚੜੈ ਲਿਖਿਆ, ਦੁਖ ਸੁਖ ਪੁਰਬ ਵਿਚਾਰੋ ਵਾ। ਦੁਖ ਸੁਖ ਦੀਆ ਜਿਹਾ ਕੀਆ, ਸੋ ਨਿਭੈ ਜੀ ਨਾਲੇ। ਜਿਹੇ ਕਰਮ ਕਰਾਏ ਕਰਤਾ, ਦੂਜੀ ਕਾਰ ਨਾ ਭਾਲੇ। ਆਪ ਨਿਰਾਲਮ ਧੰਦੈ ਬਾਦੀ, ਕਰ ਹੁਕਮ ਛਡਾਵਣ ਹਾਰੋ। ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਕਾਲ ਵਿਆਪੈ, ਦੂਜੇ ਭਾਏ ਵਿਕਾਰੋ। ਜਮ ਮਾਰਗ ਪੰਥ ਨਾ ਸੁਝਈ, ਉੱਜੜ ਅੰਧ ਗੁਬਾਰੋ ਵਾ। ਨਾ ਜਲ ਲੇਫ ਤੁਲਾਈਆਂ, ਨਾ ਭੋਜਨ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰੋ ਵਾ। ਭੋਜਨ ਭਾਓ ਨਾ ਠੰਡਾ ਪਾਣੀ, ਨਾ ਕਾਪੜ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰੋ। ਗਲ ਸੰਗਲ ਸਿਰ ਮਾਰੇ ਉਬੋ, ਨਾ ਦੀਸੈ ਘਰ ਬਾਰੋ। ਇਬ ਕੇ ਰਾਹੇ ਜੰਮਨ ਨਾਹੀ, ਪਛੋਤਾਣੇ ਸਿਰ ਭਾਰੋ। ਬਿਨ ਸਾਚੇ ਕੋ ਬੇਲੀ ਨਾਹੀ, ਸਾਚਾ ਇਹੋ ਵਿਚਾਰੋ। ਬਾਬਾ ਰੋਵਹਿ ਰਵਹਿ ਸੋ ਜਾਣੀਐ ਹੈ, ਮਿਲ ਰੋਵੇ ਗੁਣ ਸਾਰੇ ਵਾ। ਰੋਵੇ ਮਾਇਆ ਮੁਠੜੀ ਧੰਧੜਾ, ਰੋਵਣ ਹਾਰੇ ਵਾ। ਧੰਦਾ ਰੋਵੈ ਮੈਲ ਨਾ ਧੋਵੈ, ਸੁਪਨੰਤਰ ਸੰਸਾਰੋ। ਜੋ ਬਾਜੀਗਾਰ ਭਰਮੈ ਭੁਲੈ, ਝੂਠ ਮੁੱਠੀ ਅਹੰਕਾਰੋ। ਆਪੇ ਮਾਰਗ ਪਾਵਨਹਾਰਾ, ਆਪੇ ਕਰਮ ਕਮਾਏ। ਨਾਮ ਰਤੇ ਗੁਰਪੂਰੈ ਰਾਖੇ, ਨਾਨਕ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ। ਨਾਮ ਰਤੇ ਗੁਰਪੂਰੈ ਰਾਖੇ, ਨਾਨਕ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh Sangat Ji. Today's Pavan Pavitra Hukamnama Sahib is on Ang 581 from Sri Sachkhand Sri Harmandir Sahib. Blessed to us by Dhan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Paatshah Ji in Vadhans Rag. Satguru Ji Garib Nawaz Paatshah Guru Nanak Dev Ji today is saying to us, Jin Jag Sirj Samaya So Sahib Kudrat Janova. What Paatshah Ji is saying here is Jin Jag Sirj Samaya. That one that has created this entire jug, this entire world, universe, multi-universes, the entire creation. Jin Jag Sirj. Sirj means created. And they're saying, but not only did Vaheguru Ji, that one that created all of this, remained behind the scenes, remained separate to all of this creation. Guru Nanak Paatshah Ji kahan lage, they said, kende samaya, that one immersed in the entire creation themselves. ਇਹ ਜਗ ਸੱਚੇ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਕੋਠੜੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਕਾ ਵਿਚਵਾਸ. They're saying that this jug, this world, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah saying ਕਹਿੰਦੇ this world, ਇਹ ਜਗ ਸੱਚੇ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਕੋਠੜੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ. And saying that this world is a creation of that one, but that one isn't separate to this world. That one is sitting inside of this creation. Samaya, so Sahib, Kudrat Janova. And Paatshah is saying, Kende so Sahib, that master, the one that is behind this entire creation, Kende Kudrat Janova. Can they come to realize Janova? And this life is not to just know that intellectually, but it's to actually realize this Janova. Is to come to recognize that Qudrat, that one that has made all of this, the one is immersed in this entire nature. Sachada dur na paliye. Paatshah is saying that don't look for that one to be at a distance. Don't look for that one to be far away. Sachara meaning that true one, the only one that is true. Everything else that we see around us, the truth is, jo dise so chalan har, that whatever we see one day will diminish, will not remain. The only truth is that one, that Vaheguru. And Paatshah Ji saying in this Sachara dur meaning far. Na paliye means to search. They said you don't need to search for that one to be far away. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਘਟ ਘਟ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਪਛਾਣੋਵਾ ਘਟ ਘਟ. Sangat Ji, at the heart of everything, the core of everything that we see, ਘਟ ਘਟ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਪਛਾਣੋਵਾ. Paatshah saying recognize the shabad, that current sound that is resounding at the core of everything, the one that is powering everything. There's that sound that kita pasao eko kavao. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah said that pasara, this whole entire pasara, this spread of this creation came from that one word. But that one word, that sound was not of the past. And that sound, Sangat Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah Ji tell us the closest that we can get to it on a level of, you can call it on a physical level of sound that we can create with our tongue and mouth. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah Ji called that as Oang. That Oang sound. Sangat Ji, this sound resembles that sound. It's not that sound, it resembles that sound. But this sound can help us to connect back to that sound. And Sangat Ji, our Hindu brothers and sisters, the Sanatan Mat Granths, they use the sound of Om. Oang, Om, all these sounds are similar. The sound that when we hear somebody saying their grace when they're about to eat food, whether it be Christians and they say the word Amen. But again, it's just slightly changed forms. That word was Om, Oang. But it's to get us closer to that sound that is resounding in everything within us. That sound is the Shakti of creating, is the power of creating. That sound is the power of sustaining. That sound is the power of destroying. And when we get closer and closer to that, realizing that sound within everything, that's when we know then Vaheguru Ji is close for us to realize that one that is behind that sound. Because that one is even beyond that sound. Sachada dur na paliye kat kat shabad pachano. Shabad here means word, but this shabad is referring to the shabad. That current sound that is resounding in everything is in each pore of us. Pachaji say to us, Jale Hari, Thale Hari, Ure Hari, Bane Hari. That one is within the water. But Sangaji, remember that 70% of us, we are made up of water. Any form of liquid water that is within us. Even our saliva. In the core of even our saliva is that one, that sound is resounding within even our saliva. Within that water that we are made up of, 70%, this body. Vaheguru Ji is at the core of that. Jale Hari, Thale Hari, the Thal, the earth, this body, the part of this body that is made up of the earth. But remember, in each part of that earth is that one, is that sound resounding. And when we connect to that sound, then Vaheguru Ji is not far from us. But that's how close Vaheguru Ji is. Kat kat vasi sarv navasi nere hite nera. Pachi vava vair na kriye kahu. How can we have hatred towards anyone when that one is within everything and everyone? Sangat Ji, these aren't just words to speak. They can only be comprehended at whatever point level is when they come into somewhat of our experience. One deeply going inside of us. Sach shabad pachan ho, dur na jaan ho. They're saying recognize that true one through that word, that sound that is resounding. Sach shabad pachano ho, dur na jaan ho. Pach Singh, don't go far. Where are you going looking for that one? You're looking for that one in so many things. You're looking for that one in your child. You're looking for that one in your partner. You're looking for that one in your house, in your houses, in your possessions, in your cars, in your comforts. You're looking for that you're going so far. You're getting caught up in pleasures. But actually, that one is so near that you are all searching for. Padshah Ji is saying that kende sach shabad pachano dur na jano ho jin eh rachna rachi. The one that has created all of this, don't think of that one to be far and away from all of this. That one is within all of this. It's about us awakening to that. Kende naam te aaye ta sukh paaye. But only those that meditated on the Naam given to them by their Guru. And whilst then Sangat Ji, that Naam is such that through the vibration that is created from that, when that tuni, the vibration, tun meh dhyan meh janya gurmukh akath kahani. Sangat Ji, that as you are reciting that Naam of Vaheguru Ji, you will become separate to that that is even that body that is reciting. You will be able to witness and be even in that realization, that tongue that is even reciting. You'll be able to observe that and be separate to that. That's where Naam takes you to that place of the Nami, of that one, where the name comes from. And you'll see that, wow, the body is still saying the name, so it can't be my ego, it can't be me. There is someone in control of even the one that is making this body say the name. Naam te aaye ta sukh paaye, Pachi saying that's where there is sukh. When you go into deep into that vibration of that Naam. That's where there is that true eternal bliss. Bin naave pid kachi, they're saying without having that Naam inside of us. Meditating on Naam without that, kende Pachi saying pid kachi, this game is then all false of this living, this life is false. Jin thapi bid jane soi kya ko keh vakhano. Jin thapi, the one that has established all of this entire creation, bid jane, only that one knows the vidhi, the way it all is working. What else can anybody else say about that? Jin jag thap vataya jalo, the one that has made of this, made all of this. Kende jin jag thap vataya jalo. Another thing that one has done, has spread out the jalo, that net. That jal, that net of what? Of maya, of illusion upon us. So sahib parvano, can they know that one only parvano? But for us, this game is to be able to accept and know that one and get through that net. It's a big game, Sangat Ji, all of this is. Baba, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Pachi is now taking us back to some home truths and reality and awakening us to this. What? Aya hai ut chalana. Can they? Yes. Pacha Ji saying yes, that you have come into this world, but you've come into this world. Aya, the truth is hai ut chalana, but one day you will leave this world as well. Ek din ithon apa uth jana, apa chal jana ithon. ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਏ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ. We're not here for eternal in this body. We will leave one day when that time of death comes. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Pachi reminding us of that. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਧ ਪੰਦੇ ਹੈ ਸੰਸਾਰੋਵਾ. We end up thinking this is it, this is my life, this is forever. My child, ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ, ਹਾਏ ਮੇਰਾ ਪਤੀ, ਮੇਰੀ ਪਤਨੀ, my wife, my parents, my children, my this, my that, my body. Pachi is saying, wake up. Ad pande Sangat Ji means that when you are traveling somewhere, imagine you traveling on a train, and then you get halfway, and then you're on a little stop. So you know when the train might stop and you're allowed to go onto the platform and grab yourself a little bite, but your journey is yet to continue. Because you've only come halfway. But Sangat Ji, most of us, what happens is that little break that we're on and we come onto that platform, we think that's it. This is it now. This is everything. This is eternal. But that journey continues. That train's going to continue and it's going to go. And then we start to think that the platform is the destination and this is reality. Pachi is saying, no, this is just a little stopover. You know when you have a flight, and in that flight you're going to go to India, from England you're going to go to India, and then you might have a stopover in Dubai. But then in that stopover in Dubai for those 2 hours, you start to think this is it. This is my destination. No, but you still have to continue that travel to get to India yet. And Sangat Ji, this life is just like a stopover. There's a continuation. But we get stuck in the stopover. Kende ad pande hai sansarova. Kende this whole sansar, this world is just a stopover. Sir sachade likhya Dukh sukh purb vicharova. Path is saying that upon each and every head, forehead, is scribed the Saturday that one Vaheguru Ji has likhe, has scribed what? Dukh and sukh, suffering and happiness, accordingly to what? Purb, to our past actions. Vicharova means that that's how this whole game has been set up, based on bound to what we have done in the past. And Sangat Ji, that is, so this life has been determined where we come, which household we come into, which mother's womb we end up in. Sangat Ji, all of that, where we are, is all determined by our past actions. But then Sangat Ji, also past actions is what we just done in our last breath. That is also determining this, our destiny of now and the next breath, of whether we're going to experience sukh, whether we're going to experience happiness, or whether we're going to experience dukh, or whether we're going to experience suffering. That is all bound. Vaheguru Ji is the writer of that. Sabna likhya vudi kalam, but this forever flowing pen is writing all of that. Sukh dukh diya. Who is the one? Vaheguru Ji gives us sukh and dukh, pain and pleasure, accordingly to our own actions. Jeha kiya sukh dukh, jeha kiya, accordingly to what we have done. Not what somebody else has done, what we have done. It's just playing out. Kande so nibah ji nala. Kande, that's what remains with us as we go through this life. That's how this whole game is working. Kande je karm karaye, karta duji karna pale. Je karm kamaye, meaning that karaye, meaning that whatever is unfolding is from the power of that one. Nobody else can we expect to look for, to say, can you change the way my karams are playing out of what I have done? No, it is only that one that is in control of how it all plays out. Aap niralam, that one, that Vaheguru Ji that is playing this game with us, is completely niralam, is detached to this game. We become attached, but Vaheguru Ji is detached to it all. Tande Badi, Sangat Ji, that Pacha Ji is saying that with us, Tande, with this whole life, everything that is going on, Badi, we become bound to it. We become trapped in it. Kar hukam chadavan haro. But it's only that one that can actually put that order in place for us to escape from this maya that we are bound in. Kende aj kal kardeya kal beape. And Sangat Ji, what this happens to many of us in life, kende we'll say aj chal, we'll do it. Well, we keep putting things off. We'll say chal kar lunge. We keep saying that, yeah, look, I'll do it in a bit, or I'll do it tomorrow. And this is but idna karde. But as we're there in that dubda, in that duality, yes, I wanna serve humanity. That I'm going to meditate more so I can get closer to Vaheguru Ji. So, and to embrace and to become more loving and compassionate. Yes, I will focus on all of that, but let me just get this out of the way first. You know what, it's just because my child is going through teething at the moment. We've just got a new pet at the moment. We've just done this at the moment. I'm starting a new job, so I need to focus on that at the moment. Oh, my child is going to get married, so I need to focus on that. Oh, this is happening, I need to buy a car, so I'm busy in that at the moment. There's always going to be excuse. I keep saying, yes, I will get up earlier. Yes, I will start doing this. And as you are doing all of that, all those excuses, and keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it, and then and death comes. And then Guru Nanak Dev Ji until all that time karde maut aa gayi, kaal beapa, duje bhai vikaro, and we were caught up in duality, in the love of all of this illusion. and then which was leading us into vikar, into even doing negative actions. And Pacha ji ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਮ ਮਾਰਗ ਪੰਥ ਨਾ ਸੁਝਈ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ we can't even imagine what that path is going to be like when we walk that path after death, when we have no body left. But that subtle body continues that journey. You could call it the mind body, whatever. Don't get stuck in the terminologies. It's like this little energy that is traveling with all our karma that is stored, but without any feet, without any hands, without any organs, without a tongue, without a mouth to be able to speak and communicate. Sangaji, as that mind body is then traveling, and we can't even comprehend what that journey is going to be like. But that journey is true, because my Guru Nanak Dev Ji is telling us. Guru Nanak Dev Ji has wisdom and awareness of everything. And Sangaji, there are many people within this life as well that have had a little glimpse. Not where what we call after death experience, not when somebody had, were declared dead and then they went on a little journey. I'm talking about these people that actually have had many experiences of leaving this body. Some by choice, some by it's just happening to them. But we have become so close to these ideas that they exist. Some people, whilst they're asleep, they'll go out of their body and they'll feel alone, feel that they've got no control anymore. And Sangaji, that these things are actually reality. And people might translate this to and say this is a metaphor, this is actually talking about this life. No, it's not. Sangaji, let's wake up to that. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is just telling us how it is. Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying, Jama marga panthana sujjai, when you're on that path of when you've died. This isn't a metaphor when you've left this body. Saying, Ujjad and gubarova, then will feel so lost, and will feel blind, not knowing where we're going. It'll be dark. Gubarova. Sangaji, and those that have had these experiences, for them these words are absolute reality. They may be difficult to comprehend with the intellectual mind. And this isn't scaremongering. Absolutely not. This is just telling us the reality of how this whole system works of Vaheguru Ji da Avan Jan ek khel banaya, this play of coming and going. Pacha Ji saying over there, we cannot expect to be there looking for na jal, a glass of water, even though the mind body at that moment might feel like that I'm thirsty, but there's no body to be actually consume and drink water with. Kende na jal, there's no water there for you to just then grab and drink. Kende lev Sangatji means quilts. No quilt there for you to wrap up in and become comfortable before you go to bed. Tulaiya Sangatji, no mattresses there for you to lie down on and get all comfortable. Sangatji, I'm not scaring anyone, I'm just translating the truth of what Guru Nanak Dev Ji Pacha Ji is bringing forward for us. Kende na bhojan, no food. At request, no say, Mum, make me this quick, Mum, make me aloo wala paratha. Or say to your wife or to your husband, quick, can you just grab me a sandwich, make me a sandwich. None of that. Na bhojan. Parakarova, of different types of food for you to choose from then on that path when you leave this body. Kende bhojan pao. Pacha Ji is here saying to us, that again referring to that food, that Sangaji, this is amazing. When I read this morning, I just thought, oh my God, because I could relate to this so much. When you've had these type of relatives, I'm sure you've got those type of relatives as well. This word pao here, this pao doesn't mean love. And those of you that are well aware of Punjabi language, you may have heard the term of pa bhagat kise di karni. Pao bhagat. The word is more like pa adar. And Sangatji, when you have relatives and then you have to run around them and you have to ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਭਾਵ ਭਗਤ ਕਰਨੀ, meaning that you have to then actually respect them, show them respect, and you quickly you have to, apparently this is how you have to do it. You know, when we were growing up, you have to have a tray and you put the water on that tray, and then you take that tray round and you give it to them. And I'm sure all of you have had those Sangat Ji relatives in your life that you know that if you don't do it the proper way of taking a drink out in the tray when they first come, you have to greet them, you know, you have to say their whatever they are. If they're your taya, you can't just say Sat Sri Akal, you have to say Sat Sri Akal Taya Ji. So you have to do all of that, and then you have to bring everything out in the proper way. And Sangat Ji, and then if you don't, and you know that if you don't do that, ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜੇ ਆਦਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ, if they didn't feel that they received that respect, they would get angry, or they would get annoyed, or they would feel, no, actually the word is Sangat Ji, not angry, what I'm looking for is they'd feel dishonored. Their honor was tarnished. Oh my God, ha ha ha, ਉਹਨੇ ਟਰੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ, ਉਹਨੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹਨੇ ਤਾਇਆ ਜੀ ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੁਲਾਇਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ, you know, bas kalli Sat Sri Akal kehti. Obviously I know it's Sat Sri Akal Sangat Ji, but the truth is everyone just says Sat Sri Akal, so I'm saying it like that. I'm not saying we shouldn't have that respect. Of course we should, but we all know. But some people kende nak te makini band, kende, like, you know, they're so proud. They hold so much pride, and if you don't do it right, then that's it. That relationship is ruined. They won't speak to you properly. They'll cause problems for you. Sangat Ji and Sache Paat Ji saying to us here, if you were one of them in this world, we've all seen those relatives. We might even be one of them. You never know. Paat Ji kende poojan pao, kende don't expect that once you kick the boot, mate. You know, once you leave this and you're on that journey, don't expect the Jamadoot to say, you want a glass of water? Don't expect that messenger of death to bring you some food on a tray then and say, Sat Sri Akal Taya Ji. It ain't gonna happen. Kende bhojan pao na thanda pani. They're not gonna bring you a glass of cool water. You can forget all of that. Kende na kapad shingaro. Don't think that, you know, when you go to somebody's house and you're about to leave, and then they give you some sort of kappade, a token of respect. They give you clothes when you've come to their house or something, or 10 pound ਫੜਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ, and you have that little fight. ਨਹੀਂ ਨਸ਼ੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਲਓ, ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਰੱਖਣਾ, ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆ, ਥੋੜਾ ਕਰ ਦੇ, you know, all of that. They said, Jamdoot ain't going to offer you anything, mate. They're not going to say, ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ sweater ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ. There ain't going to be no sweater there, mate. There's not going to be no jump. The messenger of death ain't going to say to you, look, here's a jumper for you that we bought. None of that. Kapad shingaro. They're not going to give you any jewelry. Tu aiya ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਘਰ ਆ ਲੈ ਤੇਰੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹਾਰ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ, ਤੇਰੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਨੇ ਦਾ ਕੜਾ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ. Don't think you're going to get any sone da kada from a gold bangle from the messenger of death. Look, Sangat Ji, I'm just translating it as Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paat Ji saying it. So don't come after me. And then Paat Ji said, kende gal sangal sir mare ubo. Kende he's going to be standing, the messenger of death is going to be standing over your head. And this is, if you've got so much attachment to this world, and you've got that pride, and you've got that resistance, they said then for you it's going to be this, just like we're going to be in a subtle body, there's going to be a subtle chain around us, dragging us away from what we're trying to hold on to. You can't see your house from there to say, oh, let me just pop back in home. No, it ain't going to happen. Now being on that path, ib now means now. Paat Ji is saying over there, now it doesn't matter what you try and do there. It's too late. Jamman means when you actually sow something and then when you see the fruits of it, it's too late. Paatshah Ji saying, Jamman nahi. You can't then say, Pachotane sir paro. You're going to be taking all that weight of all those sins that you've done in this world, and you're going to be regretting it then. You can't bribe the messenger of death. You can't say at that time, you can't say that, oh, just give me another chance. Look, send me back and I'll promise I'll do some good deeds and I'll meditate on God. It's too late, Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying then. Kende bin sache ko beli nahi. Kende, but without that true Vaheguru Ji that is inside of us, kende, there is no other true friend, true companion other than Vaheguru Ji. Sacha e ho bicharo. Paatshah Ji saying, kende, this is for us to contemplate that is the truth. There is no other true friend other than Vaheguru Ji. Sangat Ji, those that we think our partners, that we're here, we're together forever and all of that. Asi sat janam ikatthe rahange, we'll stay together for 7 life. Some people will say, pata nahi hunda sangat ji, kite ek hi labz kehta na idhar udhar, oh kende bori bistara chak tu chal apne maa pe de kar, main ghar rakhungi, ta tu dekh la apna. Sangat Ji, the truth is, those that we think are our true companions, you say one thing out of line to them and they'll say, look, you know where the door is, thank you, my solicitor will be contacting you. Aidha hi a sangat ji sansar vich chalda, Baba rove rab hai so janiye. Paatshah is saying, but know that true cry to be the true, know that cry to be the true cry. Which cry? When you cry from inside in a rab hai, in immersing yourself, in calling out to Vaheguru Ji, calling their name, Milaruva Gun Sareva. When you come together with Sangat, with others, those that are yearning for God from inside, and you all cry together in calling out God's name. They said, know that to be the true cry. Paatshah Ji saying, Rova Maya Muthadi Tandada Rovana Reva. Paatshah Ji saying to us, can they rove? But then there's that other crying. They said that's the true crying, but then this is the false crying. Then they said there's those people that are crying. Why? Because Maya, they have been deceived by this illusion, this world. Can they then tandada rovana rovan hareva? Can they've got stuck in all these different affairs in this life. Can they, and then they're crying over that because they feel hurt, because they set their hopes up in people in this world, in things in this world. Those things let them down. They weren't there beside them, Sangat Ji, and then they're crying in that because they didn't expect, it didn't turn out to the way they expected it to be. When we're crying for the things of this world, be it your own children, your husband, anything, whatever it may be, Sangat Ji, Paatshah is saying, the accumulation of the dirt that we are carrying upon our mind from multiple lifetimes cannot be washed away if we're crying over this illusion. This world, this life is just like a dream. It's as silly as you then getting caught up and crying in a dream when you lose something in a dream. How silly is that? But this life is just like a dream as well. Paatshah is saying, just like a bajigar, just like an illusionist. He gets so caught up in the illusion that he's creating. In that same way, we get caught up in our ego in that same way, starting to think that this is real. This body is reality, is permanent, is forever. My child is my reality. In that same way, you get caught up in what you are identifying with to be the truth, but it's not the truth. We can use that identity to live in this world, but when we start to think we are that, then we are setting ourselves to fall. Apma ape marg pavanhara ape karma kamaye. Path is saying that one Vaheguru Ji is the one that ape marg pavanhara, that places on the path, ape karam kamaye, that inspires us to do certain particular actions. Kende naam rate, kende being imbued in the name of God, kende naam rate gurpure rakhe, the complete true Guru, he protects us. Nanak Sahaj Subai, it protects us. And then Sangat Ji, the Guru, by giving us Naam, when we become imbued in Naam, then we merge back in with that Vaheguru in equipoise, in this effortless manner, without even realizing. Sangat Ji, so please forgive me for all my mistakes. Sangat Ji, what I will say is, this hukamnaama hit me very much this morning, to say that sometimes we really do put that off, that it's the truth, it's reality, that we will have no power when we are on that journey after death. And let us embrace that and allow that truth to awaken us to this moment, and for us to embrace love and compassion. And let's all cry out from inside, calling upon Vaheguru Ji to realize that one that is within everything, that is at the heart of everything. And Sangat Ji, the more you start to unidentify the reality to be, I am this body, I am my thoughts, I am my children, and we start to separate, and we start to then experience and see the light of God within everything, and then we treat everything equally, and there will be nothing left within us other than love and compassion. So let us allow this truth to awaken us in this very breath right now. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.